Hiya and welcome back to Interrupted Art. I felt like the ones I did on the very small canvases, it didn't really have a chance to go in the way I'd hoped. So what I'm going to do is do this one on this size canvas, and I'm probably going to do another one of this one at some point, probably on a square. I just wanted to give this one the most opportunity I could, because I felt like there was something here that was really good. So I'm actually going to start by puddling some white. I'm actually just going to stretch that out a little bit. I don't want to do a full base coat because I kind of want the colours to fly on their own, but I do want to get sort of a medium soft layer of white just to get the flow started. And I'll pop that in the middle as much as I can. Yes. Right. So, off we go, as it were. Right. Get that off the fingers. I'm actually going to start from that end, because obviously that white's just the base. I'll start from this end. This is a dark iridescent grey. I'm hoping I've now sorted out the colours so that they are still monochrome, but hopefully we've now got a higher contrast. I hope. It is you know what? I want to do it that way. I'll put this one in next, because this is the lightest of the greys. I kind of want to get the streaking effect is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to put a little bit more of that in there, because I do want to make sure we've got a nice layer of the light. Before I put the black in. Because the difficulty I had with this one last time is I don't think I gave it enough contrast. That's gone over the side. No. Oh well. Give me one with a random streak of black in it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, fine, I'm tilting that side off then. Oh, these things are sent to try it. It's fine. I think you're making a mess today. Bollocks. You know what? Okay. What we'll do is I'm going to rinse this off. I'm going to spread that out and use it as a base coat, and then we're going to start again. So bear with me. I'll probably try and edit this, but I always say when things go wrong, don't panic. Have a look at what you've got, and there are always alternatives. You can wreck things. You can change your mind and turn what you've got into a base coat if something goes wrong. It's all part of learning. So we just swirl that out, and now we have a base coat. perfect, it's just a bit of something for the paint to slide on. It doesn't really matter, because at that point I hadn't really gotten very far. I will put the white puddle in the middle again, because I did like that effect, but literally I'm just spreading that out, giving the paint something to slip on. That's all basically why. Hooray! White puddle. For some reason, I think it might be that black's a little bit full, so I do think we were getting a really good effect though. Like I said, things will go wrong in painting. You're not always going to get the result you want. And if you sort of like give up straight away, then you're never going to get the opportunity to see what would happen if you tried something different. So I've just rinsed that off in the sink. It's not perfectly clean, but it's clean enough. Right. So I'm just going to re-whack a puddle of white in the middle, because I just want to give it that extra boost at the start. I'm not doing a massive amount, because obviously it's now got a very basic base coat on it. Okay, put that back in the middle. Oh, you know what? I might switch to these. I've just got a streak of grey in my white, that's not the end of the world. Right. That is pale grey. Oh dear. I said some days things work, some days they don't. Adapt. Painting is never, it's not about being an exact science, it's art. So give yourself a bit of leeway. If something doesn't work, don't panic, because you can always do something different. There are always other options. Messy. Well, residue from the last pour, so that's fine. A little paint on my boob again. That's nothing new. Like I said, things will go wrong. It happens. Just take a nice deep breath. Try something different. Or turn it into a base coat or wreck it. You've got so many options that there's no point writing something off right at the beginning. I mean, I do occasionally scrap canvases. There's one at the back there that I was trying something on, it didn't work, so I scrapped it. And there's no shame in that, because it's not going to be perfect every time. So it's just c'est la vie, as it were. Oh dear. I apologise for that. It's like technical difficulties. Just sort it all out. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now we've got all of our ducks back in a row, as it were. We'll try again. Like I said, with me, a lot of the guys will edit out a lot of the ones that went wrong. I kind of see it as you learn with me. If something doesn't work, I'll look at why, explain it to you, and try a different thing and see if that works. Because it doesn't have to be, you're not going to get bang on every time, which I've probably said about 5 times now. Feel free to ignore it if I'm rambling. I may edit some of the rambling down. Well, hopefully you've got nice chill out music in the background. You don't have to listen to me too much. Actually, the music that's in the background I actually found on it's literally just non-copyright free music site. I will try and remember to put a link in the description for it if I can find it. It's really great for just like background tracks. I know some people use like more like dance related music, but I found acrylic art through sort of ASMR and relaxation. So I suppose I try and give my videos to a certain extent that kind of touch, because that's where my interest came from. So I try and share that with you. And some beautiful lines again. I think this might be my new favourite. It's definitely my favourite of the new tools I bought, apart from maybe the open cups, which I am really, really enjoying finally getting open cups right. And it really was just consistency. Because it just... I'm sure I've said several times that like thicker paints are a lot easier to control. Is what it comes down to. They're far more likely to do exactly the same thing as they did last time, whereas thinner paints have more potential for falling differently, blending differently. So, I mean, I was saying the first time I did a dirty cup, it just felt wrong because I'm someone who likes to experiment, but I'm also someone who likes the order of the layering. I very much relate to Liam from Massey Art Studio. When he started doing dirty cups, it was just like, it just feels so wrong because you're completely giving up control with a dirty cup. It's literally, do the colours look good together? Yes. What ideally would you do if you were layering it? And drop it in from a height and cross your fingers that it works. It is a very, very, very strange, but it's very fun. I need to get the contrast back in there. I kind of think for the next one that's going there. really like the silver flowing into the white, and I really want to contrast that with the black. I was just going to do silver, white and black, but I kind of like the fact that we've got some graduation. One more. This one. Because I think you need higher contrast really with this one to get. You don't actually want an absolute defined edge, but you do want enough so that there's a certain degree of blending and there's a certain degree of the pure colour. So it's quite difficult to work out exactly how much you need, but you definitely want to run through a reasonable amount. Blacking all of them now. Yeah, pretty much, I think. That's neutral. I really like it. Okay, I can't wait to try this with like blue, purple, green, maybe even with my red sail. With the orange and the yellow, I think would also be really interesting with it. I worked out I've actually got 5 greens, 4 blues. I've got 5 in the red, orange, yellow pile, and I've only got a couple of purples, and I've got some blacks. So there's a few. I've still got a few colours to play with, but I'm actually really looking forward going back to colours now, because as much as I like monochrome, I can't wait to try some of these colours. I think it's going to be really interesting. Really love that. Yeah. Black and the white. God, this really reminds me of like clams or oyster shells, like the colouring and like the shape to it. I know people do a lot of these as like flowers, but I quite like, and I know you can wreck them by like bringing it into the middle and stuff. And I may do that at some point. Or I may do it on alternate ones or something like that. Just want to make it a little bit different. I do really like this sort of like almost volcanic shape tool. I just think it's really, really clever the way they've done it. So pretty. I'm trying to get as far as I can because I don't want to tilt it too much. I put a little bit more flow extension down maybe, or just leave it on that base. Before I start tilting, I'm actually going to put the camera in from above so you can actually see all of the lines, because they are gorgeous. Pretty, but it's always difficult because it's that fine line between, do you want like a super defined pattern, or do you want a more, do you want to tilt it out and open it out and see all the cells? I think this would be really interesting to try it on a tilt, the way I do a lot of my open cuts. In the fading light was done on the tilt. I think that would be really interesting to get like one, like 3/4 of it rather than, and less on one side. That seems to have gotten further than that side. I think there must have been more white on that side for it to slide on, I think, maybe. That's so pretty. I do genuinely enjoy doing ones like this because it is more I'm just going to do that one next and move that one across. You see, I will make alterations as I go, and it's not that the original pattern that I think is bad. It's more that I like to kind of change it up and not have... I try and go dark light as much as I can. It's a general rule of thumb. The only time you want to do colour scale is if it's intentional. And I'm trying to do this dark light as much as possible. If that one's pushing the last of the boss cowl. But I am genuinely looking forward to using my colours again. It's not that I don't love monochrome work, I do, especially in terms of changing technique. You know what? I'm actually gonna do something I wasn't intending to do. I'm gonna rotate that now. Put that in. Hopefully, got it right. Well, come out on the off angle. You can tell when I'm enjoying it because I'm sitting there giggling to myself. And it really is just like, it's really fun watching things come together. The next time I do this, I'm actually going to rotate a lot sooner, and I'm going to do like maybe 2 or 3 rotations, because I feel like that would definitely make an impact, and I should have thought of that sooner. So I'm sort of telling myself off at this point. At the same time as really appreciating what's happening. This is really fun. I really need to get the software so I can speed it up. And I need to delete my rambling and just give you music and speed up the this bit which is slower. But with it being slow, we're getting some beautiful results. And sometimes it is nice to just like enjoy the process of it. And it is the process, the creation, that I personally love. actually to go white, silver, black for the centre. I shall see what I think of those on black. Because obviously when you put a new colour in, it pushes out what was left of the previous colour. Going to do is one more layer of silver and then I'm going to lift it off because we've got way more paint on this canvas than we need. I've just kind of fallen in love with the actual process of doing it. Absolutely, totally adore it. Like I said, I didn't want to tilt it too much, so I did want it as close to the edges as I could get it, but I'm actually kind of tempted just go for tilting it a little bit. I keep saying it's so pretty to myself because I really like this tool. It's great. Seems to have decided not to drop equally, which does happen. So I'm just going to try now. Put more there, and then I'm going to do a little bit of white because remember there is white in the centre, so I just kind of want to incorporate the centre into the pattern, if that makes sense. Done that about right. Okay, these out. Got them in the pot. You can rinse them out properly this time because I think we still had a little bit of residue left in them last time. Just pop that. Water in it. I can start soaking. I've got the nice shot bowl. Ooh. Right, I actually want that to sit a little bit. I'm gonna do my best to not go all over the place. And I'm going to let it slide in a little bit. trying. So I don't want to tilt it too much, and I don't want to torch it. Because we've got some beautiful cells in here, which is always nice to see. I do have some more flow extender in here, so I might just give it an extra helping hand. So that base coat's probably going to have dried to a certain degree because it's been sat for a while. And I do want to make sure that this can flow as well as possible. So I'm just going up to the pattern, just nudging it slightly so that I can like I said, the flow extender isn't necessarily there to be kept, it's literally just something for the main pattern to push off rather than losing the main pattern. I did base coat it as well, but like I said, because of how long it did take, I think the base coat was a little drier than I would ideally go for. And this flow extender is going to give it a chance to just open up a little bit over that edge, over this edge. That's right. And I'm not going to take it all the way to the edge in the corners. I'm just going to bring it up to the edge and then back in. I want to see as much of the, I don't want to lose an entire side yet. I'm careful about how to tilt this. There is a lot of paint on this camera. I don't want to lose too much, but I do want to get as much of the beautiful structure as I can. That's better. I'm going to torch it and leave that bit of negative space because I think if I tilt it more, I'm going to ruin it. And I'm not going to try and do anything with the centre because on the previous attempt that wasn't particularly helpful. And I kind of like the way the centre is shadowing at the moment. So I'm just going to run the torch back over it, make sure there's no air bubbles. just going to re-rinse some hands. Because I'm absolutely plastered in paint. Get the worst of it off before I try and move the camcorder. Otherwise, I just have a monochrome camcorder stand. Oh, rather than just a chrome one. More of that flow extender and really go over the corners. And they're not too. Get rid of any. Yes. Great. Okay. Let's take you in for a close-up. Okay, that was really interesting. Right, take care of yourselves and be good to each other. All the best.